Howdy y'all, Nurse Dude back, here with a little bit of show and tell. Apologize if my voice sounds a little hoarse. I just got off night shift a little while ago and got a few hours of sleep, and then I'm going through my day. But as mentioned before, this is my chest rig, and I figured you guys might like me going through it, kind of talking about how I like things set up and why I do it this way. I grew up in the Army right when we were transitioning from LBEs, which is load bearing equipment, and IBAs, which is the individual ballistic armor. It's the interceptor vests that you would put a chest rig type idea over it, and then off you went. And so I've always been more of a fan of having a chest rig as opposed to a dedicated plate carrier setup. So I just have some dummy mags in here to make it a little bit easier to go around. This is a newer setup for me. It's kind of been just a trial and error over the years to be able to figure out what I do and don't like. First, let's go with the base of what it is. This is a Raine tactical lightweight. It's one of the rubberized nylon chest rigs. And so it just has MOLLE across the side. I believe it's 14 wide. It's really lightweight. I will fully admit that I did have a problem with a previous one where it was fraying right here at this corner. I contacted them. They were awesome. Sent me a new one out. No questions asked. And it was fantastic. I can't recommend them enough. And they're made here in the US. So then going up, I have the Velocity System shoulder straps. I think this one might be a Mayflower one technically. This is a little bit new for me. I don't know if I quite like the as wide as they are, but they're still relatively comfortable. And I did put them at the highest adjustment because I'm used to having things really high up in my chest, so that way when I lay down prone, I can just lift up my torso a little bit and be able to get things versus having to completely roll over and get them further down on my body. Then I used a couple of the Whiskey 2-4 straps to be able to kind of tie this down so it doesn't flop around. So far, pretty comfortable. I like it. So now we'll move back around to the business side. So I originally only had a 4 mag setup, which was I had a GP pouch here, or sorry, I had another M4 pouch here where I would put my radio, and then I had a GP pouch over here. So I kind of decided to move things around, try something different. So let's go from as I'm wearing it, let's go from my right to left. So I have a Spiritus system, just a pouch. I kind of use this as a general purpose pouch, catch-all, gloves, some writing instruments and stuff in there, my whistle. And then I have a fixed blade on here. I just kind of shoved it in there because I didn't really have any better place to go. I'm by no means a knife snob, and I think this is just a Gerber fixed blade thing. I don't know. It works. If I have to use it, I'm probably not going to care if it's a Gucci knife or not. Then going over, I have my Zulu nylon gear admin pouch. I really like this. It's got a few little corks in it that I really enjoy, especially with the bungees. And then I have a D-ring spot that I get to tie things off of, whether it be a compass or the whistle. Plenty of real estate for patches and various things like that. Continuing over, I have an esstac quick pull for the magazines here. I only run one pistol mag. I'm very much a proponent, if you're running a primary weapon, keep that primary weapon going. Don't go to your backup unless you really are forced to. So I know, weird old school thinking, but hey, I grew up in post Cold War Army. Going down the line, I have a Live the Creed, or an LTC, LTC tourniquet little sleeve and pouch. I've met the owner several times. Used to live near him where his shop was. Great guy. I cannot recommend them enough. They are a fantastic small company that you can support. Set of shears behind there. I think these are, I don't know what brand that is, to be honest. I don't know, they work. They're shears. You don't have to go super fancy on shears as long as they work. Continuing down the line for my BAOFENG that I use, I pull these on and off all the time, so I have a quick disconnect from, I believe they're cattail antennas that I routed around. You can probably see it hiding down here. Routed all around to be able to get them in. And then I have a push to talk. I have no idea what brand it is off the top of my head. It's Earmore. Oh, I guess it's an Earmore. I don't know. I've never had any problems with it. It works. I have a bungee that I think I made on that one. Maybe I bought that one. I don't know. I only got about 3 hours of sleep. But with that being said, I also have a Beez Combat radio pouch. I'm liking it so far. I had to edit it a little bit just to kind of get it to fit better. It's so that way it pops out so you can kind of look at your face without having to mess with the buttons too much. And then I have a dump pouch on here because a dump pouch is more than just for mags. It's also for utility. And this one is one of the fiber company or flatline fiber company ones. I really like it. It works out really well so far. Kind of hides it away so you're not dealing with it dangling out. Then I have my Ferro's Roll 1 we've already talked about. And then hiding in the back, these are T3 gear mags. I have a triple shingle and then a single one right here. The reason why they got them is because they're mostly laser cut. And at the bottom, which you might be able to see really easily here, or maybe not, they don't have a thread-in system. It's just a tab, kind of like how the Spiritus works, so that way I don't have a lot of stuff hanging out down here. I find it very comfortable. I like wearing my stuff relatively high on my chest because it's a chest rig and not a belt rig. So I find it comfortable. I mean, all in all, it's how you set it up and how you work. I can always stuff more magazines in here if I have to, water bottle. I kind of having like a little bit of dead area where I don't have any gear, hence why there's just the gloves in there. And then on top of that, I don't like stuffing a ton of items in my admin pouch, again, so that way I can take things in and out and move it. I typically will carry a backpack with me, so that way I have a backpack with my water and my other necessary, more important, sensitive items like night vision, perhaps maybe maps and other things like that in the back. And then my, I'm going to call it work items up here in front. Tools in the backpack, spare things in the backpack, that type of stuff. So that way, if something were to happen, I won't lose it off the front of my body. I can get it in the back. So that's kind of how I was taught, brought up. Again, teaching with, you know, the military, is that you have your more sustainment items in your backpack and your work items up front. And of course, swift clips, so that way I can put it in and out of my body armor when I need to. So any questions on that, set it down in the comments. I'm always editing and trying to make things better and work better for me. Like I said, this is a relatively new setup. I think everything on here short of the magazines is new. So, yeah, tell me what you think, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks.